This one?
No.
This one?
Arm out. Yep.
Parents, can you please ask your kids to have a look at this video and let me know their response once they make a decision. What I want to know is, as they go through their martial arts training, I'd like to find out in what way they have learnt to retain gradually more complex techniques. For example, when they first started, the techniques were very simple. We'd ask them to do a left punch, and we gradually get more complex with, as one hand comes out, other hand touches the cheek. So that's sort of two things they had to remember. Then they get their shoulders to turn. So that's three things they had to remember. As time goes on, we're having combinations of techniques. For example, when they first started their groundwork, we would tell them that this is the mount position. And all they have to do is just remember that position. Or this is side control. But then we got into more complex moves like, this is Kesagatami, where you've got your right hand doing one thing, your left hand doing another, your right foot sticking out straight, your left foot, your knee is bent. So you've got two arms doing different things and two legs doing different things. And people generally find that harder to be able to memorize than if they've just got one technique, which is very similar with left and right side. So here's what I want you to do. I'd like you to ask your son or daughter who trains with us how they memorize complex techniques. Now, this is going to be beneficial to them in martial arts, and I'm watching a class going on right now. This is going to be beneficial to them in martial arts as the techniques become more complex and the pressure on them is higher to memorize those techniques. For example, if I ask the students to do a left, right, left hook, then right knee, and then switch, push, kick, and then say, for instance, a cover after that, how would they memorize all of that? Would they talk the whole thing through in their head before they go out and practice it? Or would they go left, right, left hook, right, switch, then cover? Would they go 1, 2, 3, right, switch, cover? Would they go turn, 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 up, switch? How would they do it? So the question is, are they memorizing words in their head? Are they just doing the moves with their body, so they're memorizing the moves? They're getting a mind-muscle memory. One of my students who's more musically oriented does a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and finish. So talks about it in her head like it's a series of musical notes. So everybody's got to have a way, their own personal way, to be able to retain information as the information becomes more complex. Because after about 8 things to remember, we can't remember anything more than that. Like, we will struggle with phone numbers that become 9 or 10 numbers and onwards. We can remember our current set of numbers, but once it gets too many, we've got to have a system. So can you ask your son or daughter to watch this, have a think about how they memorize techniques. As myself or one of the other instructors is going through the technique out the front, do they just look blindly at it, enjoy how the technique looks, and then turn to their partner and go, I've got no idea where to start? Do they start to record it in their head like it's a little video and then go straight in and reproduce the move from a visual memory? Or do they say something over and over in their head? Or do they actually do short movements each time? So we have to think, do we do short movements each time? Or do we think left hand, right under, paint, lift, motorbike? Are they the coded words we use? So, have a think about it. Think about some of the moves that are more complex and harder to remember in martial arts. And I'd like each of the kids, each student, to be able to let me know what is their method for retaining information once the information becomes complex. And this knowledge has far-reaching benefits outside the dojo floor, as I'm sort of sure you'll agree. Let me know.